Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Crystal Falls. Alright, so if you recall from a previous episode, we were working away on a couple things. And one of the things we were working away on is making sure that we raked up this straw here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Looks like our dude is a little... not... there we go. Not quite as straight as he should have been there in that context. I don't know why this tractor does this. It kind of just... If I get out of the tractor and put the parking brake on, this is what it does. I don't know what the deal is. Not sure why. Anyways, let's go ahead and get some of this done here. So we're gonna go ahead and rake this field up. Shouldn't take too long because honestly there's not that much of a field here. I probably could have used a bigger rake, but in this scenario we really didn't have a need for that much, or that big of a rake. We only have two fields technically, so the size of rake wouldn't really well, it would just make it faster initially, but not necessarily necessary. Oh, that's terrible. Anyways, how have you guys been today? Hope you guys are doing well. If you notice, this is actually the time right now for me. It's 5 a.m. Whatever reason, this morning my my body decided it was a good idea to wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I've been up for almost an hour already, technically. Kind of ridiculous, I know. But it happens from time to time. Hasn't happened in a while, actually. I don't normally get up at 4 a.m. It's not my normal wake up time. I usually do the 5 a.m. wake up. But even then, that's too early for most people these days. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't faze me. I'm gonna try and go fishing this morning. Maybe that's what was on my mind that woke me up this morning. I was like, you know what? You're gonna wake up super early to go fishing. I'm like, 4 a.m. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try and go to a new spot today, I think. See how that works out. Maybe we'll catch some pike. It's funny, that's what I try to go for, but so far all the fish I've been catching thus far have all been bass for the moment, which I'm not that worried about because bass are fun to catch too, but it'd be nice to catch some pike. I went fishing with a buddy a few weeks ago, I guess now, I'm not sure. I guess it's 2. And we were fishing really close to his house, and he has like this storm drained. It's technically like a storm drain pond, and so for like when we get lots of rain, essentially, what the idea is that the excess will go in this pond. But it happens to be connected to one of the main rivers here, so there's actually some pike got into it. So because it's such a small little pond, it's basically like down by like a walking path, something like that, and like no one ever thinks to like fish there. But he's like, no. He like tells me like there are fish in here. I was like, are you sure? And sure enough, like first cast, caught in a pike. It was pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting that, but it was pretty good all day actually. For a couple hours we were there. Had quite a variation of fish, which is pretty cool. Well, variation of pike. They were all pike. Apparently there are bass in there too, but we didn't catch any. We only caught pike that time around, but. It's a little tiny pond, so he says on the other side of the pond, that's where the bass are. I was like, okay, if you say so. But we never caught any. We actually had to leave before we got a chance to try the fishing on the other side there. Because what happened actually, don't run through there. His wife was pregnant at the time, and she was supposed to have her kid, fairly soon by the time we went fishing. So it was like any day now when we went fishing. So while we were fishing that day, he actually gets the call that he needs to go and take his wife to the hospital with the baby sort of thing. So, but we got a little bit of fishing in, so that was good. It was a long trip though. It took me like an hour to get there by bus. But there's lots of places. It's actually a surprise. It's like, if you think about it, like if you drive to these types of locations, like that are an hour away by bus, it's like usually about, depending where you're going really. If you're going like slightly out of town, then usually it's faster with a car. But if you're going downtown, it's not always faster because you have to find parking, and that takes up like the majority of the excess time you would take. Taking the bus basically would be taken up by the car. Would, you know, take more time to find a parking spot basically. So I don't know. Parking's always an annoying aspect. One of the interesting things I know about England is the fact that maybe it's only in London specifically. It might be different for different cities. I don't know for sure. But in London, they have what I know as congestion charges. So, because they, I guess, have so much traffic downtown that they actually have a charge you can get if you want to take your car downtown. And depending on the type of car you have, so if you have a hybrid, then the congestion charge will, I guess, be less. And if you have a big SUV, it'll be more. I don't know much past that, and that's as far as I know. But if you're from London or you know about the congestion charges in London, leave a comment below. I'd be kind of curious. Also, in other news, I discovered Top Gear, the popular BBC program, was picked up by Amazon. Amazon bought, or hired, I should say. Okay, it won't be called Top Gear, I suppose, anymore. It'll be called something else. But Amazon hired the guys from Top Gear, and they hired them for $250 million, I think it was. Something like that. So what's going to happen is they're going to make a program on Amazon, and what's going to happen is it'll be only for Amazon. It'll be for what they call Prime Video. So depending where you live, like I live in Canada, for those people who don't know, and we have Amazon Prime here, but Amazon Prime here is very different than Amazon Prime in the United States. In the United States, they get like free 2-day shipping. They get Amazon Video, they get Amazon Music, I think, as well, the lending library for Kindle stuff, as well as photo storage online. In Canada, we get 2-day shipping and this photo storage, and that's it. So, essentially, what that means is I will not be able to watch Top Gear unless it's offered some other way. It might be, they might get into a DVD, who knows, but I still think it's pretty cool that Amazon picked it up. And for those people who follow kind of online scenarios, what happened? The reason why Amazon picked it up is because they're trying to compete with Netflix, who have been producing some amazing series. House of Cards, for example, is one of the big ones that's come out. We also have a show called Bloodline, which is I don't know. I only watched a couple episodes of it, but it was nominated for like 38 Grammys or something like that. So obviously it's not a terrible program if it was nominated for that many awards. I don't think it won any in the end, but the fact that a Netflix program was nominated is pretty big, actually. That goes to show you like how like the caliber of programs they're actually putting out now. And so they're trying to compete with not with real television, but with traditional television. And they're definitely doing a good job. Just based on that alone, like you think about the competition they're providing, it's just nuts. So I realized I've been staying in the same view the whole time there. It's just easier to do. Technically I could be in first person view, but I know some people hate this view and some people love it, so it's fairly easy with this scenario because you're just putting two rows together. But anyways, yeah, but I thought that was kind of cool. Amazon picked up the BBC crew, or the Top Gear crew, James May, Jeremy Clarkson, and Hammond. I have no idea what his first name is. Doesn't come to mind. Maybe Hammond is his first name. What the heck is his last name then? I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty big news, actually. So I'll tell you why it's big news as well. Top Gear is one of the world's most viewed shows in the world. Not like in England, in the world. So the fact that Amazon has it now is pretty impressive. So what's probably going to happen in this context is, I imagine, a lot of people who don't have Amazon might pick up Amazon Prime only for that, which is pretty impressive. So like what is it in Canada? In Canada, it's $79 for a year for Amazon Prime, and in the United States, I think it's $100 a year. So for $100 a year, you can watch Top Gear plus all the rest of the Amazon videos. Like, it's pretty awesome, if you ask me, especially if you're a Top Gear fan. So, they actually can't use that program name because they're actually replacing the guys from Top Gear with Chris Evans, I think is going to be the guy doing it. I think that's the primary guy. And I don't know who else, or if it's only going to be him, but as far as I know, that's the only thing. Well, it's the only thing I know off the top of my head right now. I also haven't done much research. I just happened to be reading through my normal news feeds, and that's one of the things I came across was the fact that BBC has replaced Jeremy Clarkson and all of them. They're kind of irreplaceable because they are who they are. It's hard to replicate that scenario. So we'll see. We shall see. Alright, I'm gonna pause. I won't pause. I'll come back when I finish this field. It's only a little bit longer, but I'm just gonna do that for a sec. Alright, so we finished off raking that field together. So I'm just gonna leave. Well, might as well just put it back. Doesn't need to be left there. Alright, let's just put this somewhere in storage. And the baler's already out in the field because we started doing that. And that's not storage, Iain. Well, not for equipment at least. There we are. Let's drop it off right in that shed right in front of us there. Oh, that was close. Alright, so apparently we have we randomly have a hoist in here. With no other particular reason for having a hoist. There's just a hoist right at the start of the shop there. Oh, that's random. There we go. And I don't think this has a weight in the front, does it? No. So what we'll do is we'll pick up one of these weights that's over here. Actually, no, we won't. We have one that's at the shop still. We'll pick that up. It's an OAB weight, so it's kind of on the way anyways. Kind of. Yeah, the one thing I noticed is that the lip on the edge of the roads on this map is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, when you drive over it, you really drive over it, and oh, that guy's in the way. We'll just leave it. You really drive over it, so it's kind of weird. It kind of reminds me a bit of, I think the map was Missouri, or Missouri, I think. And that map had a really enormous lip when you drove over it. So like, look at that. So it shouldn't be that bad when you look. Like, if you look at it closely, like if I scooch down here and look, like it doesn't look like it should be that much, but for whatever reason, when you go over it with a tractor or whatever, it seems like it's a little excessive. All right, let's back this up slowly. Hook it up to this small crone here. There we go. Yeah, like I was saying in the last episode, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more. I haven't honestly looked for more balers, and as I've mentioned, I'm more of a fan of. Let's change this to that. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of the square bales personally, but I don't mind round bales from time to time. But this kind of reminds me of the International from 2013, actually, without all the bells and the whistles. That one was a super fancy tractor in comparison to this guy here. Here we go. One thing I noticed though, I thought maybe it was only with certain balers, but maybe it's like only with the in-game baler. But one thing I noticed was when I think with the old one, what would happen is if I was using this particular mode from drive control, it would just I would just be able to stop. I wouldn't have to stop. What would happen is it would kind of just stop automatically for me, and then I would just have to press the button, and then at that rate it would just unload automatically. So I don't know what's going on now. I think it might be because it's not a in-game. Who knows? Because I could usually, what happened before is I just didn't even need to press the button, but maybe that's with GPS. I can't honestly remember now. Wonder how many bales we'll get out of this. I suspect, let's see, we got, how many are we getting in a pass? 1, 2, 3? That's quite a lot, actually. More than we probably need. I don't think we even have animals at this point in time, which is kind of comical. So it's like, let's bale some straw, but we have no animals. That's okay, we'll do it anyways. In preparation, right? In preparation. That's how I think about it, at least. So we're preparing for inevitably getting some animals. So we'll see how that works out. It's funny, normally I have a button on my you can call it now, on my shifter for unfolding stuff. I recently added that because I got annoyed by the fact that I kept having to reach over my steering wheel to press the keyboard for buttons like unfold. So I added one, but now, because it used to be, I believe it used to be X back in 2013. It used to be the key you would use to unload or unload the baler, but apparently since then it has changed, and now it's O. But not the end of the world, just something I just happened to realize. I was like, yeah, see that? The in-game one should have that same little feature right here. This one right here. Oops. But they don't, which is a bit sad. Honestly, I would have thought that Giants would have... oh, you can even see it back in there a little bit. Huh, that's really cool. And close that up. Yeah, looks like you can see it actually... oops. Looks like you can see it right in here a little bit. When you go forward. Let's just see. Can you see it? You can see it there in the pickup, but not back in there. Okay. Maybe it's just the angle I'm seeing things at. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll do a bit more baling off camera. I'll come back in a moment. Just coming up on the last little windrow right here. That's a little tiny one apparently. So, I don't know. In the end, we got 45 bales, it looks like. We're not quite done yet, so it looks like it's going to be maybe 46 or 47, depending on how much we get. Maybe 47, perhaps. So, baling's not too bad. I just as I got into a rhythm, I'll say. It's actually not too bad, but it's still strange because I don't normally I don't tend to do round baling myself. I tend to do it with course play a lot of the time, just because it's it can manage the stopping and starting and all that jazz fairly easily, a lot better than I can, and it misses actually less than that. If I do it, I end up missing a whole bunch, but that's the advantage, I suppose, of having a machine do it for you. Alright, so looks like we're going to end up with one bale short. Well, maybe not. Let's see if we can't get this last little pass here. I did a little straight windrow at the end here, just to clean up some of the excess. So we should be able to get the rest of the bale just from this little part here. I think, at least. Oh yeah, we should be fine. I think. Oof, it's getting close. 82%, 83%? I don't know. I don't think we have any animals, do we? Not yet, I don't think. No, I didn't think so. Alright, so there we go. We'll dump that last bale. There we go. Lift the pickup there. We'll just leave that last little bit there. It's not going to equal a bale, and I don't think you can empty this baler out when it is not full. Some other balers will allow you to do that, like the John Deere 864. At least in 2013 it would allow you to do that. I don't know if it does it in this version or not. I can't remember. I remember I looked at it a while back, but I have not checked it since, so I honestly cannot remember whether that is a possible thing or not. Alright, let's just drive through here. And we'll park this up in the shed right in front of us there. Right beside the chicken coop, it looks like. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Alright, let's get it parked up here. As you can see, we have some front loader tools already, which is nice. Every time. Apparently I'm just not good at judging when to start turning, apparently. There we go. Park this over here. Perfect. We do need a bale collecting trailer. We don't actually have one of those. That's not very helpful. I could actually sell this and get a bale trailer. What do we have? We have the Ursus, which is 24,000. Which would allow us to, of course, pick up the bales. Oh my goodness, that was a total like moment. I don't know if we have anything else here for round bales, unless I do it manually with a trailer. That is for squares, I think. Yeah, most of these are all for squares. This one, no. One of these is an automatic pickup baler. I think it's this trailer will do it automatically, and I think there's, is it this one that does it? To do. One of these does it automatically, and I can't remember which one it is now. Can't remember, not for the life of me. Anyways, what we'll do is we'll take a think about that. I think what I might do is I might sell the forage wagon, because we're actually not gonna use that, because we're gonna do the baling instead. So what I'll do is I'll sell that off camera. Then we'll come back next episode and decide on a way to actually pick up those bales. We might do it manually, but I suspect that's not what's going to happen, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been an episode of Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Crystal Falls. And if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that share button. I'd really appreciate that. Catch you guys later.